Cleveland speaks out against Kevin Stefanski's treatment of Shedeur Sanders. After refusing to bench Dillon Gabriel, the Cleveland Browns finally gave their fans a reason to smile. A 31-6 blowout victory over the Miami Dolphins marked their second win of the season, and on paper, everything seemed to click. The defense looked sharp, the offense found its rhythm, and penalties, usually Cleveland's biggest headache, were kept to a minimum. But beneath the celebration, a new controversy started to simmer. It wasn't about the scoreline. It wasn't even about the trade that sent Joe Flacco to a division rival. The real uproar came from head coach Kevin Stefanski's decision to keep Shedeur Sanders on the bench. Again. Even with the Browns comfortably ahead late in the fourth quarter, Stefanski refused to pull rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel from the game. It was the perfect chance to let Shedeur, the highly anticipated rookie from Colorado, take a few snaps. Instead, the 23-year-old remained on the sideline, helmet in hand, ready but unused. And for Cleveland fans, that was the final straw. A win that felt like a loss for Shedeur supporters on the surface. Everything about Sunday's game screamed progress. Dillon Gabriel, making his second straight start, completed 13 of 18 passes for 116 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he also avoided turnovers, a small victory for a team desperate for stability under center. Running back Quinshon Judkins carried the load, pounding the Dolphins' defense for 84 yards on 25 carries and notching 3 touchdowns. It was a comfortable, dominant win, the kind of game where backup players usually get a chance to step in and gain some experience. But as the clock ticked down and Cleveland's lead ballooned to 25 points, one player's name started echoing through the stands. "We want Sanders!" The chants grew louder with every minute. Fans in the dog pound waved their arms and shouted toward the sidelines, urging Stefanski to give the rookie a chance. On social media, the sentiment exploded. Posts flooded X, formerly Twitter, with messages like, "Free Shedeur Sanders," and "Let the kid play." The fans weren't just rooting for a change, they were demanding it. The missed opportunity, it wasn't just about giving Sanders a few snaps in garbage time. It was about something bigger: development, hope, and belief. The Browns haven't exactly been known for quarterback stability over the years, and with Flacco gone, many fans saw this as the perfect moment to test the next generation. Shedeur Sanders, son of Colorado's charismatic coach Deion Coach Prime Sanders, had shown flashes of brilliance during the preseason. His accuracy, poise, and leadership made him a fan favorite before he even took a regular season snap. Though he stumbled in the preseason finale, the potential was undeniable. So when the Dolphins clearly waved the white flag in the fourth quarter, benching Tua Tagovailoa for rookie Quinn Ewers, it only amplified the noise. Miami's head coach Mike McDaniel had made the call Stefanski wouldn't, giving the young gun a chance. Even NFL analyst Skip Bayless couldn't resist weighing in. After the Dolphins' move, Bayless took to X with a pointed message for Cleveland. If Shedeur Sanders, with that Browns defense and the emergence of Judkins slashing and gashing, had started at QB from the start, as he should have, the Browns would be the Vanderbilt of the North, Bayless wrote. It was classic Skip, provocative and bold, but it struck a chord with the fan base. Cleveland, a city that's lived through decades of quarterback heartbreak, wanted to see the kid with star potential finally take the field. Stefanski's stubbornness raises questions. To his credit, Kevin Stefanski's play calling against Miami was efficient and disciplined, but his refusal to bench Gabriel raised eyebrows. With the game clearly in hand, many wondered what he had to lose by letting Shedeur take a few drives. Was it caution, ego, or simply a coach sticking to his plan? Stefanski has always valued structure and consistency, and he may have wanted to protect Sanders from the pressure of debuting in a meaningless drive. But fans saw it differently. To them, keeping Sanders benched felt like a waste of talent and a missed opportunity to energize a team that's still finding its identity. The Browns' offense has struggled this season, ranked near the bottom of the league according to Pro Football Network. So, when the rare chance came to test a new spark, fans couldn't understand why the coach didn't take it. "I don't get it," one fan posted. "Game's already over. What's the harm in letting Shedeur take the field for a few plays?" The question hung in the air as cameras showed Shedeur pacing quietly on the sidelines, helmet on, eyes focused. He didn't complain, didn't sulk, didn't make a scene, but everyone watching knew he was ready. The fans make their voice heard. As the game wound down, it became impossible to ignore the chants. "We want Sanders!" rolled through the stadium like a wave. Even the announcers commented on it, noting how rare it was for Cleveland fans to rally so vocally for a player who hasn't even made his debut. Social media amplified the moment. A viral clip showed a section of the crowd pointing toward Shedeur, chanting in unison. Replies flooded in. "He's the future. Play him already. Give Shedeur a chance. Gabriel's fine, but we need to see what Sanders can do." This is how you lose the locker room, Stefanski. The fans can feel it. For a fan base that's endured everything from quarterback controversies to playoff heartbreaks, Shedeur Sanders represented hope, a new beginning tied to one of football's most famous last names, comparing two coaches, McDaniel versus Stefanski. The contrast between how the Dolphins and Browns handled their quarterbacks was striking. When Miami benched Tua Tagovailoa after another poor showing, it wasn't viewed as punishment, it was opportunity. Rookie Quinn Ewers came in, and while he didn't set the world on fire, it showed McDaniel's willingness to experiment and develop his future stars. Stefanski, meanwhile, stayed conservative. Even as the Browns led by 4 scores, he kept Gabriel in, perhaps valuing his rhythm and confidence. But in doing so, he alienated part of the fan base that was itching to see something different. Shedeur's silent patience. To his credit, Shedeur Sanders hasn't voiced any public frustration. Those close to him describe him as patient, focused, and aware that his moment will come. Growing up as Coach Prime's son, he understands better than most that opportunity in football is earned, not handed out. Still, for a player known for his leadership and competitive fire, sitting out must sting. Especially when the crowd is chanting your name, Shedeur's story is one of persistence. At Colorado, he transformed the Buffaloes into must-watch football, breaking records and displaying a poise beyond his years. His transition to the NFL has been quiet so far, but no one doubts his work ethic. If anything, Sunday's events might fuel him even more. What's next for Cleveland? With the Browns now sitting at 2 wins, the quarterback debate isn't going away anytime soon. Dillon Gabriel's steady but unspectacular play leaves the door wide open for change. And with fans growing increasingly vocal, Stefanski might soon face a decision that could define the rest of Cleveland's season. Do you stick with the safe choice, or embrace the potential star waiting on the sideline? The Browns have always been a team defined by moments of boldness or hesitation, and this feels like one of those crossroads. Cleveland's defense, led by Myles Garrett, looks elite. The running game is finding consistency. All that's missing is a spark under center, someone who can lead with charisma, composure, and courage, and that someone might already be standing there, helmet in hand, waiting for his name to be called. The verdict, the Browns' 31-6 victory, should have been a night of celebration. But instead, it turned into another chapter of what could have been. Fans left the stadium satisfied with the score but restless about the future. Because in Cleveland, winning the game isn't always enough. The city wants something to believe in, something bigger than numbers on a scoreboard. And right now, that belief is wearing number 2 and waiting patiently on the bench. If Stefanski doesn't give Shedeur Sanders his chance soon, he might not just lose the faith of the fans, he might lose the heartbeat of a city that's desperate for a hero.